Confident, confident, confident. I can be confident, 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 confident. I can be confident at work.
What if there was one thing that you could always be confident of, no matter what? No matter what the situation, no matter what you were about to do, no matter your level of competence. What if there was one thing you could always be confident of? Welcome to the Confident at Work podcast. I'm your host and your confidence coach, Anna Manning. And today we're talking about a topic which has been close to my heart this week because I've done something which was outside of my comfort zone. So I'm a governor in a primary school in Brixton, and this place is very close to my heart. This place is in a place where there are high levels of social deprivation, high levels of uncertainty for a lot of people and for a lot of families. And the school is a great place within that community. So this week it was our Ofsted inspection. So that's the regulator that comes to inspect schools. And it's a big thing for schools. So they call you up on a Monday and then they come into school on a Tuesday and a Wednesday. And I gathered with a group of governors, with 3 other governors, and we had a meeting with that Ofsted inspector. Now, I'm not one of those people who just swans through life being endlessly confident. I don't know if they exist, but I'm not one of them. I'm one of those people who always says yes to opportunities and then gets a little nervous. Now, I know how to handle myself in those situations. I know how to handle myself when I'm nervous, and I can walk myself through it all so that I can stay like online, so that my brain can stay online and so I can do what I need to do. Through all of that, I knew that there was one thing that I could always be confident of. Always. And I did not used to be confident in this thing at all because for me, it didn't exist. And that is how I'm going to treat myself after the fact. So let's say back in the day, let's say I did that meeting 5 years ago and I went into that meeting and I messed up, I forgot things, I couldn't answer questions I should have known. I would have come out of there and I would have beat myself up for that. I would have said to myself, oh my God, you forgot this, you didn't do that. So stupid, you've let down these pupils, you've let down this community, you've let down these families. How could you? You should have done better. All of that rumination and that beating up that can happen in your head afterwards, that would have happened in my head afterwards. Now, it just so happened that this meeting went pretty well and I managed to make a good stab at everything that they asked me. So it wasn't a total failure situation. However, I knew that even if it had been, I was not going to be the one beating myself up and giving myself a hard time. That is the one thing that I can always be confident of now. That I'm in a relationship with myself that no matter what, when I get out of there, I am not going to slam myself. I am not going to ruminate, beat myself up, beat myself down. Yes, there might be lessons and things that I can take away and I can accept that and I can think about those and I can do better next time. All of those things that I can still do. But the bit that I can't do, the bit that I won't do, the bit that I don't do is to beat myself up to high heaven, tear a strip off myself like I used to. And maybe like you still do. And when you're going into those out of comfort zone situations, when you're going into those big scary moments, your brain knows what you're going to do afterwards. You know if you're going to beat yourself up afterwards, if that's your habit, if that's just the way you operate. And it makes it 10 times scarier. It makes it way more stressful. It makes it harder to be present, to give a good account of yourself, to think on your feet. When you know that you're going to beat yourself up to high heaven after, if anything, any little thing isn't perfect, it's way more stressful even going in there, even opening your mouth. So now, because I don't do that, I can be confident I'm not going to beat myself up afterwards no matter what. I don't have as much stress going into the situation. Now, that's my situation. But what if we brought this to yours? What if you knew, hand on heart, that no matter what, you could be confident that you would support yourself, that you would be behind yourself, Even if you got something a little bit wrong, even if you fluffed up a question or fell over your words or didn't articulate something perfectly, what if you could trust that on coming out of there, you would say to yourself, well done, you. You gave it a shot. You did your best. Maybe there's room for improvement. Maybe we can see how we would go about some things differently, but not beat yourself up, not give yourself a hard time, not tear a strip off yourself. Think about this in the context of a relationship. If you had a really good boss and they were really supportive and they really helped you to be at your best, at your most confident, at your most effective, I doubt they're tearing strips off you after you do something. If you got to choose how you programmed your boss, and we talk about this a lot at Confident at Work, but if you got to choose, would you choose a boss that was going to beat you up, tear a strip off you, and give you a really hard time for anything you got wrong? Ruminate? Remind you for 3 days? Or would you choose one that said, chin up, you got some of that really right, it was good. And yeah, maybe there are some little bits that we can think about for improvement. So let's do that. And you'll go in there next time and it'll be better. All right, which boss would you choose? You know which boss you would choose. You would choose the supportive boss because that is the one who would spur you on. That is the one that would help you not to feel so stressed. That is the one that would help you with your confidence. All I'm suggesting is that you could choose that on the inside too. I have done, and I can tell you, it has revolutionized my life. I even say to myself sometimes now when I'm going into something, and I don't care if you fall flat on your actual face, I will be proud of you. I will support you. I will not beat you up. I'm going to be there at the back end saying, well done, you. You went for it. You did it. You tried. Imagine the difference that would make on going into something, in being in something, and then the difference it would make afterwards. I think it makes you braver. I think it makes you stronger. And I think it makes you more confident. So what if there was one thing that you could always be confident of? And that was that no matter what, you were going to be on your own side. You were going to be on your team. You were going to back yourself. And that would include you saying, well done, you. I know you found that hard. And maybe even in some ways you failed. But I'm proud of you. All right. That's all I have for you this week. I will see you in next week's episode. Bye.
Confidence, confidence, confident. I can be confident. Confidence, confidence, confident. I can be confident at work.